Hello, everyone. Joining me now are Father Robert Bollinger and Father Michael Bollinger, brothers who got ordained just 1 week apart from each other earlier this year. How incredible. How are you both doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm doing really great.
Yeah, likewise.
Wonderful. So great to be with you. I would love to know, first question, who was ordained first? And also, who was older?
So I was ordained first, but I'm the younger brother by about a couple years.
Amazing. Okay. Wow. Amazing. Sorry. Actually, to begin, which is Father Robert and which is Father Michael?
Yeah.
It's lovely that you're both in the same screen.
Yeah. It's pretty rare that we're in the same spot, but
Yeah.
I'm Father Robert.
And I'm Mike.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Wow. Okay. So Father Robert was ordained first,
That's right.
and then Father Michael is the oldest. Wow. How is that dynamic? One being older but ordained first. You got an extra week.
I know. Yeah, for the rest of my life, I'll have more experience.
That's amazing. Well, I would love to hear what was your experience or what was your family's reaction to hearing that you both were discerning the priesthood?
You want to start?
Go for it, go for it.
You were. So my brother actually entered seminary first, and that was really helpful with my own kind of like journey towards the priesthood because I was thinking about it by myself. I didn't think that there was anybody else. I didn't think that there was anybody else really thinking about the priesthood, let alone my own brother. And so when he entered seminary first, it was kind of like an opportunity to talk about it out loud with another person, and it was really helpful.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's incredible. And Father Robert, would love to hear that you're serving in the Archdiocese of Philadelphia. I mentioned I am from Philadelphia. And Father Michael, you're serving in the Archdiocese of Newark, New Jersey. So, how'd you guys end up being ordained in two different archdioceses?
That would be because I, at a certain point, met the Neo-Catechumenal Way, and they have missionary seminaries. And so in
Okay.
2020, I was sent to one of these missionary seminaries, and it could have been any of the seminaries that they have. There's like 120 something in the world.
Oh,
And
wow.
I got sent to an hour and a half away in Newark.
That's incredible. But you both grew up in the Archdiocese of Philadelphia, or is that how? Okay, you both
That's
served.
right. That's right. Yeah, both of us grew up in the Philly suburb area.
That's amazing. Would love to hear, just I guess, based on your discernment, how is it being or having discerned the priesthood together and then to be entering in as priests together? Would love to hear that experience and that encouragement from one another.
Yeah. It's kind of weird because like I don't really know what it would be like not having a brother as a priest. He's my only brother.
Oh, wow.
So uh, but I'd say yeah, it's just really special being able to like even so far as like we both have been at our assignments for like less than a month each. We still like share our experiences and share like our I don't know, yeah, what we love about it, what we find funny about it.
That's amazing. Yeah.
I see it as a help
Mm,
because, if nobody else in my family were in my situation, it would be difficult to kind of relate. And so I can still come home and I can relate to someone in that kind of way. So I see it as very helpful.
that's beautiful. Well, paint a picture for us quickly. Would love to hear how you both individually first heard the call to the priesthood.
Go ahead.
For me, it was when I was at Virginia Tech. I went to Virginia
Mm,
Tech out of high school, and it's kind of hard to describe a calling because it's very personal. It's very intimate.
of course.
And but when I was there at Virginia Tech, I started hearing this call, and there was a priest on campus that helped me a lot, and he encouraged me a lot
Mm,
to really take seriously what I was perceiving from God, and he was the one that helped me really discern the first stages of the this calling.
that's beautiful.
Yeah, and I'd say for me, it was I entered seminary right after high school, and it was during high school that I was actually dating this girl at the time, and I
Oh.
just started yeah, really started to think about like what I wanted from life and like a very big picture, not exactly like what I wanted to do, but like if I wanted to be like a husband and a father to a family, or and then this other thought came into my head if I wanted to be a priest, and that thought uh, definitely frightened me
Mm.
because I knew it wasn't something that I wasn't thinking, and that I really felt that God put on my heart, and yeah, just throughout high school, I just kind of began to take my faith more and more seriously, whether it was reading the Bible, praying more regularly, but all of those foundational practices really confirmed this thought that kept on nagging me in my heart to try something very different and to become a priest.
That is beautiful. Well, thank you both for your time. Thank you for your discernment. Thank you for your vocations. You're blessing both the Archdiocese of Philadelphia and Newark, and I'm grateful to have met you. So thank you again. And thank you everyone for joining us.